And what do you kind of hope this all turns into after you're playing there?
I thought I wanted to be like a strength and conditioning coach. I still would love to do that, but I'm also leaning kind of more into like the business side of things. So maybe like working for a business in that realm. So strength and conditioning is a passion that I have for sure. And so something that not exactly sure what yet.
Any kind of particular area where kind of from a year ago to now where you feel like you've really grown and developed?
Yeah, I would say like the speed of the game is starting to slow down. Knowing the system, like you understand like where you're supposed to go on everything. Now you can kind of break it down and see what's the best way to do it. And so I think that's a part of my game that I've been working on.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Aaron, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I want to talk about you and Kyler, both from Southeast Valley. And I mean, we know that, but how cool is that two guys from a smaller school, smaller community are going to be starters on a defense that's going to be as good as everyone expects?
Yeah, I think it's really awesome. I mean, people talk about like what schools we're from here, and we say there's only been like two guy Division I athletes, and it's me and Kyler, and they just like look at us baffled. So it's kind of crazy that we both ended up here, but I don't think we would have it any other way.
What are your expectations for you this year as you enter? A big third, getting that started.
Yeah, I mean, they're high, but I think they're high for everybody. It's no different for me. We have a standard on defense that has been set. Obviously, we've had a good rap sheet the past few years, and we intend to keep rolling.
Kyler said when y'all opened up the NCAA football video game, and they had both your hometowns, he was like, that's crazy. What have you played? I assume you have. What's that? You haven't?
I haven't, actually.
Okay.
I'm not a huge video game guy, but yeah, that is insane. People talk to me about how they're like playing with me, and they like win the Heisman with me, and I have like 40 sacks in the season and stuff, and so it's really cool. I mean, I think it's really neat that they did that.
I've asked a few guys this. I'll ask you. Year after year, it doesn't matter who leaves, this defense is able to replace them with someone just as good, if not better, and the defense continues to thrive. That doesn't happen. It's very rare. What is it about this defense that allows it to?
Yeah, I think it's just the standard that has been set. I mean, we just have a tradition of having a great defense, and we're tough, smart, physical, and we do things together, and I think that's a mantra that everybody buys into their freshman year, and as they develop, we develop players here, and as they develop, they really grow and buy into that idea. So that's why you see, that younger generation, like when Jack was playing, then Jay steps up, and now he's the guy now. It's like, yeah, that happens all the time because of the tradition that those older guys set.
Lastly, have you noticed anything different about going up against this offense in practice? I know you're only 8 days in. Have you noticed a big difference?
Yeah, for sure. And even like going back to spring ball, there's definitely a difference. I mean, a lot of motions, a lot of pre-snap stuff. I think it's great for us because there's a lot of things that we have to adjust to now. So I'm excited for them, and I'm excited for the season.
Thanks.
How about on the D-line? Just seems to be a little bit of a transition for you guys. What are you expecting? What are you excited about?
Yeah, I mean, obviously losing Joe and Logan, some guys are going to need to step up, but I think we're excited for that. It'll give guys an opportunity to step into more prominent roles and have more responsibility, so I think that's a challenge we're definitely up for.
Is that kind of your assumption to taking kind of what is the precedent and the standard that's been set in the past, kind of using what you've seen from the past to inform what you guys do?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, guys like Joe and Logan, Noah, those guys set such a good standard and tradition of what Iowa defense is supposed to be, so we're just keep living. Yep, for sure. Yep.
Aaron, curious, this is you mentioned kind of a transition with some older guys departing.
Yep.
But you've also got some really young, raw guys. I mean, like Chima and Joseph Anderson, Devin Kennedy. It seems like those guys are just really raw with a lot of potential. I know it's early, week and a half into camp, but what have you seen from the freshman class?
Yeah, I think they have great attitudes. I think they're coming wanting to get better, which is a great thing to see, especially from the freshmen. Their attitudes are great going into practice. Obviously, like you said, they're raw, they're freshmen. There's a lot of adjustment in the speed of the game and all that, but I think they're growing, they're getting better, and so I'm excited for them.
What specific with your game, I know you can't speak for YA, but what specific for your game do you feel you've needed to improve upon this offseason and through camp to take that next step forward and be a dominating force inside?
Yeah, I think a big thing that I've been trying to focus on is, like in the run game, just staying in my gap and helping out Jay and the linebackers. I mean, the TFLs will come, but sometimes you take those risky moves where you try and like shoot a gap or something like that. That really leaves the linebackers out to dry. And if you don't make the play, then you're kind of screwed. So I think that's been the biggest part, just trying to do my job as best I can.
And what about Jeremiah Pittman? It sounds like he's just a really positive force for that room.
Yeah.
What's he like as a teammate?
Yeah, Jeremiah is such a nice guy. I mean, I'm in a Bible study with him, and he's the one that leads it. Just such a great guy. And we all say he has like an old soul, because he's just like, oh, you guys are on your phone. You guys are on your social media too much, and gosh, it's not good for you. It's like
I thought you didn't use electronics like hardly at all.
I'm not that big into it, but like I'll be like scrolling and stuff.
Sure.
And Jeremiah is just like that old soul in the room, and so I like it a lot.
Yeah.
He's such just a nice guy to be around.
Yeah, I know when I talked to you when you were committed to Iowa, you said, man, I really don't do anything but football. Like, that's just what I do. I mean, you get together with some friends, but you're not a video game guy like you said earlier.
No.
Social media. So what have you found that's been fun around Iowa City the last few years?
Yeah, I mean, golf, and I disc golf too.
Okay.
So that's something that I've been doing a lot. Yeah, those two things, just hanging out with friends, same stuff. Whatever it is, watching movies, just hanging out. Yeah, not too complicated. Or hanging out with my fiance Aubrey, and so not a whole lot different for me.
Did you meet her here?
Yep, I did. My freshman year would have been the summer going into our freshman year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I keep hearing about how mature you are.
Okay.
Now, a humble person would say, nah, but it sounds like you've really taken the lead with your teammates, and they really respect you. Where does that come from?
I think it definitely comes from my childhood. My parents were big on not just maturity physically, but emotionally and spiritually too. And so I think the household I grew up there, they were very, 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 very big on making sure that I treat people the right way. And so I think that hopefully that has translated, into my college years. I try to treat other people the way I want to be treated, and I try to look at it from the other way too. So I think they were really good at making sure that I had respect for everybody, not just people I thought deserved it. So I think people can take that and do what they want with it, but that's probably been the biggest thing that I tried to do in terms of relating to my players.
What do you need to do to take this next step, or I guess what are your plans this year, goals-wise?
Yeah, I'm trying to contribute more than I did last year to the bastion that is Iowa defense. It's a very, very heralded defense, and in order to play in it, you have to put the work in. And so I'm trying to do that right now as we go through camp. Hopefully, I'm progressing. But like you said, it's taking a little more while. It's taking longer than other guys, but I'm not afraid of that. I'm gonna keep working and see what I can do.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.